Matt Riddle. Hang on, Matt. Hang on, what's he doing? Matt Riddle. I know that you have a right to tell me that we need a rematch, but I'm asking you right now. Let's have that rematch, but let's do it as friends. It pained me to see you out there as an enemy, and even worse, it pained me when I had to tell you that I would hunt you down, that I would do what I did to you. I don't even need our old friendship back, but I want our old respect. Ah! Keith Lee took everything from me. I was a laughingstock and Keith Lee was the future. Keith Lee looked me in the eyes and as a man told me that he was going to bring both of us to GAW stardom. And now it's just him. I am a former UFC competitor. I am the most dangerous man in this company. I am going to prove it against Keith Lee no matter how I have to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to GAW Nitro 10. We are about to witness probably the most emotionally charged match on the entire card as former tag team partners come to blows one final time in one of the most brutal matches wrestling has ever given us. Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle. The decline of this once very promising team has been fast, it has been bloody, and it ends here at Nitro 10. Matt Riddle, new look, new attitude for the man who was once called the original Bro, but now comes in with a much more fearsome, a much more deadly, I should say, personality and attitude here with and for his match with Keith Lee. Certainly Matt Riddle was never anyone to mess with given his background, but at this point, the way that he's acting, the man that he is, well, I'm certainly glad I'm not Keith Lee. The last man standing match, there is only one rule. Your opponent must stay down for the count of 10. But it doesn't matter where, and it doesn't matter by what means. And I think both competitors know that no holds are barred, any means necessary to put your opponent down for the 10 count. This match, oh, Keith Lee with the overhead belly to belly. This match is just the latest in a long, long line of incredibly emotional, incredibly violent matches to take place at Nitro. Just to give you an example, last year, Nitro 9 saw Jay White, in his own words, try to erase the entire legacy of the Rhodes family when he battled Cody Rhodes inside the steel cell. And he nearly erased Cody Rhodes. Matt Riddle with a belly-to-belly over-the-top rope sends Lee crashing down. White and Rhodes in that match. It was one of the most brutal that I have ever seen. It included Cody Rhodes falling through the roof of the cell all the way down to the ring and ended with Jay White hitting a Blade Runner on Cody and getting the 3 count. The only reason I bring that up is because Jay White will be, of course, joining his Blade Runner stable when they take on the Mob later on. Jay White remains one of the most dangerous men in the company. Don't forget that. Matt Riddle hoping to be considered one of the most dangerous men in the company as well. And he can do it with a win here over his former partner. The emotions of this match cannot be overstated. Double overhand chop from Lee. Knife edge chop to the chest. Boot to the gut. Caught by Riddle. Hits him with a kick to the back of the head. Both men back inside the ring. Strike from Riddle. Lee answers, whips him into the corner, and Lee with a big corner splash. Lee admiring his handiwork now as Riddle lies face down. Lee stands right near him, and this might be part of some of the mental game that's being played. For as brutal as this match is, the mental toll that it takes on you is just as, if not more, devastating, because there's so much planning involved, you know, I mean, and you have to do all that while understanding that your opponent can hit you with anything, any move, any weapon at any time. But the question, you know, when you see somebody down, are they down just to catch a breath? But this might put Riddle down for more than that. Keith Lee has him up, and Lee drops him with a spirit bomb. It's inside the ring, but the spirit bomb has put many men away for the 3 count. Let's see if Riddle can answer the 10 count. Keith Lee wanted his friendship back. He wanted his tag team partner back. But at the end of the day, if Riddle wasn't going to do it, if Riddle was going to turn away, Keith Lee was out for blood, and Matt Riddle is just able to answer the referee's 10. The spirit bomb was not enough to do it. And now you wonder, what is the final stop that Keith Lee needs to pull out? What does Keith Lee need to do to get a win over his former partner? The devastation that Matt Riddle has been through already is frightening. Keith Lee is all over him at this point, but you never know what kind of dirty tricks Matt Riddle could have in his arsenal. We've seen him do it before, Matt Riddle. We've seen him pull out some less than legal tactics in matches before. But, you know, anything's legal here. These two have faced off in singles competition before. Of course, Lee ended up winning that match, but it was by very controversial circumstances. It seemed like there should have been a rope break on an eventual pinfall, and Matt Riddle, instead of, you know, taking his grievance, filing a complaint, or whatever it is that you do to deal with a situation like that, he just attacks Keith Lee backstage, hits him with a neck breaker on solid concrete. So that's the mental state that Riddle is in. Pele kick from Matt Riddle. Keith Lee, boot to the gut, and Lee with a belly-to-belly slams him down. So much of this match has happened inside the ring, and I think that's because neither man really has any kind of patience, any kind of desire to do anything besides hurt the other man. If that comes in the ring, then it comes in the ring, and I don't think it matters very much to either man where or by what means, as long as there is pain. And I think anyone who's participated in a combat sport knows that you don't always need a physical weapon in order to inflict pain. These men know it. And Matt Riddle now has Lee up. Matt Riddle hits the go to sleep on Keith Lee. Matt Riddle drops Keith Lee, and after an entire match that looked like it was Keith Lee's to win, finally Matt Riddle comes back and hits the go to sleep with that what looks like metal padding on his knee as well. Lee could certainly be out for the count here, and Matt Riddle could have justified everything that he's done. No, Keith Lee, just like Matt Riddle did, able to get up at the count of 9. Lee with a running STO. And now both men have put their all. Both men have given their biggest move. and yet the other man remains standing. What a violent match this has turned out to be. And Keith Lee maybe looking to end it all right here. Keith Lee bringing Matt Riddle up, looking for another spirit bomb, but Matt Riddle able to get a few strikes to the head, stops it from happening. Now up against the ropes is Lee, and Matt Riddle gonna introduce him to the outside of the ring. A belly to belly over the top rope. Matt Riddle lets Keith Lee drop. A dead drop from the ring to ringside, and Riddle will let Keith Lee answer the count if he can. What a devastating drop. What a devastating fall for Keith Lee, but he is able to get up at the count of 8. Lee going for a kick, but Riddle catches him into a big slam. That's the MMA background of Matt Riddle at work, and now things can get a lot more dangerous if these two men stay on the outside of the ring like this. Riddle once again with a big slam, the double leg takedown into the slam. And that is on the hard and outside part of the ring, area. Matt Riddle knows it, and he drove his entire weight into the body of Keith Lee as he hit the ground. Lee now at the count of 8, and Keith Lee makes his way to his feet. Matt Riddle beckons him back inside the ring. Matt Riddle maybe was taunting a little bit too much. Keith Lee catches him. I thought he was looking for the spirit bomb. Riddle tried to counter into a Hurricane Rana, but he eats a spirit bomb. Keith Lee fought. Keith Lee fought for the spirit bomb. Eventually, it was too strong for Matt Riddle to try to Hurricane Rana his way out of it. And Keith Lee, at the end of the day, has he just beaten Matt Riddle? Has Matt Riddle been too cocky, too arrogant? Matt Riddle does not answer the count of 10. And Keith Lee, what a cathartic feeling this must be for the Limitless One. You don't need weapons, and you don't even need blood for a match to be brutal and violent, and this match was. Matt Riddle, the go to sleep and whatever the hell he's wearing on his knee, driven right into the face of Keith Lee, but Keith Lee got up. The spirit bomb, but Matt Riddle got up. It took a second spirit bomb as Matt Riddle underestimated Keith Lee's mental resilience. And at the end of the day, it hurt him. And it cost him the match. Keith Lee gets the win over his friend turned bitter rival. And coming up next, Asuka takes on Dakota Kai in Two Match Turmoil. You can hear the less than stellar reception for Dakota Kai. I'm sure that's at least expected at this point. Kai coming out in some new digs here, but still sporting that mask, still sporting that exposed knee brace. If there was any time for Dakota Kai to weasel her way into defeating one of the greatest champions GAW has ever known, it would be now. Asuka is coming off a grueling match with Caitlin Dunlap. That was the last part of Nitro 10. If you haven't watched it, go check that out. Or 2 parts ago, I should say. Go check that out. And hang on. We have a disturbance backstage. We go backstage now because we hear that, and apparently we were correct in hearing that Tegan Nox has assaulted Asuka backstage, as if there was anything else that needed to happen to the Women's World Champion ahead of her match with Dakota Kai. This is as Asuka was about to make her entrance. Tegan Nox intercepted her, and now Tegan Nox with a chair. Oh my God. I cannot believe what I'm seeing from Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai's Team Kick teammate, and now Nox. Oh my God. Nox, shiniest wizard onto Asuka backstage. Oh my God. And now Tegan Nox is going to push Asuka right out to go to her match. Oh my God. This is... Folks, look at the state that Asuka is coming out in. The fans are just now realizing what's going on. No, only the TV audience here actually saw that attack happening at the hands of Tegan Nox, I should say. Obviously on the orders of Dakota Kai. And so Asuka at this point, I mean, she doesn't even look alive. Asuka just limping her way out. Doesn't have her jacket. She doesn't have the trademark mask. I was told that we were supposed to have a massive entrance for Asuka in honor of the near 2-year mark of her World Championship title reign. But obviously, none of that is happening as Asuka just limps her way to the ring. She's barely able to get in the ring to face Dakota Kai. I don't like the look of this at all. Asuka has to defend her title in this state. Asuka at this point, she can barely move. I mean, it's painful. It's hard to watch to see the champion in a state like this. Asuka has been nothing but absolutely dominant over all of GAW and really the entire world of women's wrestling for the last almost 2 years. And now she's in a state where you feel like she is battling with herself to do almost anything. A state that Dakota Kai put her in. Asuka's already been through a brutal match with Caitlin Dunlap, retaining her title against GAW's hottest rookie. Go check out part 2 if you haven't seen that already. It was a great match. Kai from up top, frog splash. Asuka got the knees up, but do you think it almost hurt Asuka more than Kai? Everything Asuka does just puts her in this searing pain. You gotta believe every joint, every muscle, every bone in her body is screaming right now. But so are the fans trying to will on the Women's World Champion, a fan favorite, a woman who has commanded and earned so much respect over her time in GAW. Let me put it this way. Asuka has spent more time in GAW as a champion than not. I mean, Asuka's reign, Asuka's legacy is beyond words. And to think that it might come to an end here at the hands of someone as smarmy as Dakota Kai. Another a frog splash from up top, and Kai hooks the leg. Asuka able to power out. You can see Asuka, even in such a labored state, did the smart thing and got her hands underneath Dakota Kai right as she hit that splash, and it allowed Asuka to kick out. Everything Asuka does at this point is out of desperation and fueled by adrenaline. You gotta think that a normal person would not be able to deal with what Asuka has had to deal with tonight. Kai! A boot in the corner with a big running start. Asuka falls into the middle of the ring. Kai goes for the cover. Asuka kicks out. The fans trying to will her on. That maybe if anyone can overcome, it would be Asuka after everything she's been through. But Kai, oh no. Kai, no! Not the chiropractor. Dakota Kai hooks the leg. No, no! Asuka's record title reign is over. Dakota Kai knew that she couldn't beat Asuka. She couldn't beat her fairly. And Dakota Kai ordered a hit on Asuka after Asuka had already been through a brutal match. And I think everyone here, all the fans, all of you and myself included, I think we all believed that Asuka would kick out at 2. We all believed that Asuka, the greatest champion since Lita, would be able to overcome, and what a disgusting sight that is. Dakota Kai standing in the middle of the ring, holding the Women's World Championship after what she put Asuka through. I am disgusted. Words cannot express. The next part sees an 8-man tag match, and it sees the much anticipated GOD versus the Usos for the tag team championships. You won't want to miss it, and you'll need something after the heartbreak that we have just witnessed. GAW's greatest champion has lost her belt. Please subscribe, folks. We appreciate you.